Okay, thank you. And you got the video on, right? Okay, very good. I'm excited to share with you a little bit of my heart, a little bit of my passion, and a little bit of the why behind why we're doing this thing in the first place. This is my first time to share with you, and I think it's important to start with that why, because if you don't know your why, then you can easily get lost. I read a book recently by Napoleon Hill, and he talks in this book, it's Think and Grow Rich. Maybe some of you have read it. But he talks about having a burning desire. And what is that burning desire? And Ryan just read it. Our burning desire is to help people make the very most out of the one life that they've been given. And this is a huge concern, a huge passion for Bonnie and I, because we are very concerned about the trajectory that we're headed on as a nation. For example, just a couple of statistics, greater than 1/3 of Americans are either pre-diabetic or diabetic. And nearly 3/4 of Americans are overweight or obese for those who are over 20 years old. Now, to take those numbers and make them feel a little bit more at home, right now there's about 752,000 people that live in Douglas and Sarpy counties, which means that there's no less than 250,000 people right here in our own neighborhoods that are either diabetic or pre-diabetic. And there's another 549,000 people who are either overweight or obese. So basically what that means is, as a nation, we're increasingly becoming overfed and undernourished. Disease, sadly, and unhealth are becoming the new norm. And when Bonnie and I look at that, we say that's unacceptable. We say that's not right. There's something wrong, and we want to do something about it. We believe that these health indicators are in fact the leading causes, the underlying conditions that give rise to the leading causes of death in our country. Those causes are heart disease, cancer, respiratory disease, stroke, and diabetes. And this in a nation where we spend more money per person than any other country on the world on our health care. We spend more than $10,000 per person per year. And yet, when you look at the health outcomes, in other words, what are we getting for what we're paying for? We find that we rank 35th in the world in terms of health outcomes. That means there's countries in Eastern Europe and countries in Africa that are actually healthier than we are in America. And they spend a fraction of the cost on health care than what we do. So we look at that and we think there's something wrong. If we look at what most people are experiencing, then we need to consider, what are most people doing? Because whatever they're doing, it's not working. At some point, we need to ask ourselves the question, is what we're doing working? And Bonnie and I look at that and we say, no, we think there's something wrong. We think there's something broken. So this bothers us. Now, in terms of business, we believe that business exists primarily not to make money, but to solve problems and to serve people. You see, whatever monetary value we get from the businesses that we run or own or operate, it really is a reflection of the value of the problems that we solve and the quality of service that we provide people. And at the end of the day, money should not be the driving factor in business. It really is about serving people well and serving the problems, meeting the problems that people are experiencing. So that's key. I was riding in my car this week. I got to listen to a song on the radio. I'd never heard it before. It's a song by Matthew West. And there's a line in this song that goes like this: "Truth be told, the truth is rarely told." Isn't that true? So I just want to share a couple more truths with you. I have two in particular. The truth is this, that when it comes to our health and our wellness, you will eventually spend money on your health. You'll eventually spend money on your body. I think of our bodies as kind of like our cars, right? If you want your car to run better, longer, well, you have to maintain it. Regularly changing the oil, getting the transmission fluid flushed from time to time, getting it flushed from time to time, getting the air filters changed out. Like, that's regular routine maintenance. And if you fail to do those things, eventually you're going to have to replace the whole engine or get a transmission repair. And I think it just makes more sense to do the regular maintenance, spend a little bit of money along the way to avoid the massive expenditures that are going to come. You're going to spend money on your car, and you're going to spend money on your health, so why not invest in your health a little bit all along the way to avoid some of these big failures later on? That's the first truth. We're going to spend money on our health. The second thing is this: our bodies are one of the greatest resources that we have. Everything that we do in this world is animated through our bodies. So whether you're helping somebody to set up a mortgage, helping to sell somebody a home, whether you're cutting somebody's hair, it doesn't matter what we do. You're fixing somebody's home. Everything that we do in this world is animated through our bodies. And so it just seems to make sense, and I'm sure you would agree with me, that we need to take care of our health and our wellness. We need to be proactive about this. So how do we flip the script? Because I believe that the problems that we have in our nation with respect to our health and wellness are huge. And they're felt right here in our own backyard. So how do we flip the script? How do we turn this thing around? What's the solution, in other words? So I want to propose that there's two things that we can do. Number one, I believe we need to undergo a paradigm shift, a mental shift in our thinking about health and wellness. Because largely the approach that we've taken in our country is a reactive sick care approach. Who goes to the doctor when they're feeling great? You know, we're very fortunate. Bonnie and I got to live in Europe for nearly 10 years of our adult life, in Germany and Italy. And we got to see how other people, not just go and visit for a time, but we got to live among the Germans and live among the Neapolitans of Naples, Italy. And we got to see how other people live differently. And it is remarkable how much healthier other people are because of they're taking care of their bodies and they're thinking a little bit differently about their health and wellness. So I think one of the solutions to the problem that we have is we need to start thinking differently. We need to move from a reactive sick care approach to a proactive well care approach. That's the first thing that we need to do. The second thing is we need to apply what Bonnie has written about on one of her blogs, is we need to apply the nutritional healing formula. So what is the nutritional healing formula? It is, we need to have a good diet. We have to eat well. And honestly, in our country, in our culture, it is difficult to eat well. Our American diet is relatively unhealthy. So we do need to have a good diet, but practically speaking, it is impossible to get all the nutrients that our bodies need in the right amounts and delivered to the right places through good diet alone. Some people can do it, about 2% of us. So what we need to add to a good diet then is smart supplementation. An emphasis on the word smart, because when it comes to the industry of supplementation, it is a buyer's beware market. We have good reason to have warranted concern. And then we also need to apply time, because this approach is not medicine. It doesn't happen overnight. So those are the two things that we need to do. All right, so what can you do as a result, like what do I want you to do as a result of listening to this today? Well, there's three things that I think we could do. Number one, maybe we need to start doing a new healthy habit. For example, maybe we need to start drinking more water. Maybe we need to start using tea over coffee. Maybe we need to start packing our lunch instead of swinging through Burger King or McDonald's or Chick-fil-A, or maybe eating an apple instead of a bag of chips. So maybe there is something that we could start doing today that would begin to have an impact later. Or perhaps there's something we need to stop doing. Maybe we need to stop having those sodas or those high-calorie caffeine drinks. Maybe we need to stop having fast food for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And maybe we need to stop snacking on some unhealthy junk food. Or perhaps there's things that you're already doing that are awesome. Maybe you already have a great, nutritious breakfast. Awesome. Keep doing it. Continue to do those good things. Maybe you already work out 3 to 4 times a week. Awesome. Keep doing it. Or you walk or run in the early morning or evening. Awesome. Keep doing it. What I'm trying to say is, there are things that we can do right now that can have a huge impact later on. So that's my hope. That's what Bonnie and I is our burning passion, our desire is to help people make the very most out of the one life that they've been given, so that we can do more of what we most enjoy with those that we most enjoy. So, thanks so much.